society. So I went to Manchester on Saturday to join the protest, the Enough is Enough protest, basically. And I kind of was communicating with you during that. And what I noticed was, as I walked up towards the protest in Piccadilly Gardens, I knew it was. I don't know how I found out it was there. You just find out these things, don't you?
Yeah.
I think these things are communicate. Somehow there's a communicate. Despite the fact the media and everything is suppressing this stuff, somehow the communication gets through.
Social media.
It's social media. So it's getting through. And I don't know how I found out, but I knew there was a protest. I knew it was at 9 o'clock. I couldn't get there till about 1 o'clock. As I walked through the town, the first thing I came across, and I sent you a video, was a pro-Palestinian march.
Yep.
Hamas, anti-Semite comments, all that sort of stuff. They were walking right through the centre down Deansgate, unmolested. The police were escorting them. I wouldn't say the police were marshalling them. They were escorting them. The police were dressed in normal police gear, escorting them. It was clearly organised, clearly allowed to happen, and they were following a path, and the police were leading them. So it was all very, very amicable and I would say friendly with the police. I then walked up into Piccadilly Gardens. There was a small group of protesters left, surrounded by riot police. Surrounded by riot police. They were. You and I need to talk about this later. But I think if you had been there, it would have been great. It would have been with a megaphone. It would have been great, Nick. But you could see they were angry with the people. They were normal people. I walked amongst them. I'm a brown man, as you know. I think at one point one guy said, "Are you for England?" And I said, "Yes, I am for England. You know, England till I die. You know." But I wasn't molested. There was no racism there. There were families there, young children or whatever. There was an incident that kicked off because somebody, and it happened to be a black man, unfortunately, threw a flare into the centre of the crowd, and I think it nearly hit one of the little kids, basically. So the guys reacted to that. But it was just the disparity between what I'd seen on the Palestinian march and what I saw there was completely different. And the guys were frustrated, the men were frustrated. A few of them had a bit to drink away. Of course, it was like any crowd, there was a cross-section. But I really felt a difference between how the Palestinian march was being dealt with and how this protest was being dealt with. There was no chatting between the police and the people there. They were just there with their riot shields, barricades, trying to hem them in all the time. Is it called kettling? I think it's called kettling, isn't it? They were trying to marshal these people into and of course when you're marshaled into a small space, you react, don't you?
Yeah.
Anybody reacts. And the disparity between the two things was horrific. But so I saw all that. But then when I went home, all the news, all the media, mainstream media, the papers, far-right thugs protesting and it just wasn't true, Nick. It just wasn't true.
Anything from the mainstream press isn't true. This comes under the two-tier policing that we've had now for at least a decade. And we see it every single week. The fact groups like Free Palestine, Just Stop Oil, Extinction Rebellion, all those people seem to be treated with utmost respect. They can march where they want to march, they can block traffic, they can do what they want. And all that will happen is, can you please move along a little bit, sir, madam? But if it's anything to do with majority white people, working class, poor white people, then they're perceived as the enemy. They're seen as far-right, fascist, Nazi scum. And to be fair, that's exactly what Keir Starmer said on TV. All you scum will be arrested. We don't want you scum on our streets. You scum are not English. You scum are the problem. I had to turn it off. I couldn't listen to it anymore. It's like, you don't get any of this. Now, in any crowd, in any demonstration, there's going to be some scum there. There always is. People will be drinking if it's a non-Muslim crowd. Some people may have views we disagree with. But on those protests, they're nearly, from what I can see, they're nearly all normal white working class people. When it turns violent and the riots, then it changes. Then it isn't just normal white people then. Some of them are criminals. Some of them are people who get caught up in the moment, who are frustrated. So I said this online the other day. In a country when you don't agree with your leaders and they're doing everything you disagree with, you vote them out of office. That's what you do. But what you do in a country where every government doesn't do what they're told, every political party all says the same things, and when you vote for them because they say they're going to do something, not one of them ever does it, what do you do then?
Correct.
Because we want to engage in a democratic process, the referendum that they spent years trying to overturn. So we do our part, we vote. Not all of us, but we vote, we try to get the government we want. But when they actively then don't implement the policies we voted for, but then do the complete opposite.
Correct. Yeah.
I've been writing an article today that'll go out tomorrow. Tony Blair in his elections was talking about reducing immigration. David Cameron in 2010, when he won his election, is talking about reducing immigration. So did Theresa May, so did Boris Johnson, so did Sunak. And a few months ago, so was Keir Starmer.
Yeah.
Every single one of our last 5, 6, 7 governments have told us we're going to reduce immigration. And every single one of them has increased it. What are the people to do? I don't condone the violence. I don't support the violence. But I can understand the violence because you're not listening to us and you keep giving us choices. We pick the choice we want and then you do the opposite.
Yeah. And I think that's a really good point. I don't think we are living in a democracy anymore.
It's the illusion of a democracy.
The illusion. We have voted time and time again for promises that have been given to us by these parties, the Tories and now Labour. We voted time and time again, and they do not do what we vote them to do. Yeah. So my view is this democracy is broken because and the numbers make sense, don't they? Reform Party got 4 million votes, Labour only got 9 million, and they're in with that massive majority. This democracy is broken because it doesn't work, because the people are not getting what the 9 million who have voted for Keir, how many million voted for the Tories, they were voting for them to do certain things.
Yeah.
And none of the governments we voted in has done it. And that's why so few people turned out to vote. They've lost their faith in the electoral process, in our democracy, basically.
Absolutely. I don't think it's our democracy itself. I think it's the quality of politicians we have. I think our system works when we have decent people in Parliament, people with morals, people with a desire to serve the public. But we don't. We have career politicians who will say whatever needs to be said to be voted in.
Yeah. And
then I'll do what I want. They're called dictators in other countries.
Yeah.
And we don't need that here. I can't. So this illusion of democracy is, we have this system, every 4 or 5 years you've got a chance to vote. But it doesn't matter what you vote. I'm a magician. Pick a card, any card, any card.
Yeah.
I always guarantee you pick the card I want you to pick. That's our democracy at the moment.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how you vote, you get what we wanted you to get in the first place.
Yeah, you get exactly what this awful grubby elite want to have. This awful plan they have for flooding this country with immigrants, for destroying, everything we hold dear. It's shocking.
Did you enjoy that video? I think you did. Come on now, hit that bell, subscribe, comment. Let's build this channel. I need more followers. I need more subscribers. Be part of the journey. See you soon.